Linger hugged the pouch like treasure, then glared at the air, still muttering that Goshi should pay interest for shame and waiting. Not long after, Ma Ye returned with Kuei, the lame old man swaggering like a rich thief, though tiredness hid behind his grin. Hey friends, welcome back to 3D Cartoon Review, where a promise can be a prison and a single word can open a door to the underworld. Let me ask you, if a demon offered you knowledge today, but demanded your future tomorrow, would you bargain with calm hands or run immediately? Qin Mu sat alone in the quiet courtyard, but the silence wasn't peaceful, because Tian Mo Wang was smiling inside his consciousness. Their previous deal had ended with inkless oaths and hidden blades, and tonight the next step was simple: swear the pact under two bow. Tian Mo Wang spoke as if he owned the world. Yet Qin Mu watched him like a butcher watches a knife, counting every edge. Qin Mu pretended he understood demon language, nodding thoughtfully, then asked Mo Wang to repeat the oath, just a little clearer. Mo Wang laughed, pleased by his own voice, and recited the demon words again, slow and proud, believing the boy was too ignorant to learn. Qin Mu listened like a thief listens to locks, memorizing every rhythm, every breath, every strange twist that carried meaning beyond sound. Then Qin Mu requested the human language version, comparing clause to clause, making sure every demon phrase matched an earthly sentence exactly. Mo Wang did not suspect danger, because he loved showing superiority, and the simplest trap is pride dressed as generosity. Again and again Qin Mu made him repeat, wearing an innocent face, hiding sharp hunger, stealing a language, one syllable at a time. When the final lines were spoken, the air turned heavy, and even the night wind felt like it was being watched by something ancient. In Qin Mu's inner sight, Huangquan appeared golden, endless, winding like a river of metal that refused to reflect starlight. It bent and turned 9 times, and every bend felt like a giant finger pressing down, forcing Qin Mu's soul to kneel without permission. Qin Mu's spirit trembled, not from weakness, but because the gaze behind that river was too vast to be considered alive normally. Only then did he understand the terrifying truth. The 9 bends were not water at all, but two bows' gigantic horns. Those horns held oaths like carvings on a god's bone, and the moment a pact formed, the carving became a chain around the soul. A cold law entered Qin Mu's marrow: break the oath, and two bow would seize your soul, dragging it down like a fish on a hook. Tian Mo Wang tasted Qin Mu's fear and chuckled softly, because demons enjoy seeing humans realize how small they truly are. But Qin Mu's fear did not bloom into panic, because he had grown up among Canlao village monsters, who taught survival before kindness. He steadied his breath, pressed his will flat, and let the oath settle, heavy as iron, sharp as a blade resting on the neck. The pact completed, Tian Mo Wang immediately showed his own trick, laughing that he swore using only one strand of consciousness. He expected Qin Mu to despair, because a demon's true body remained untouched, and consequences would slide off like rain on stone. Qin Mu only smiled and answered calmly that loopholes cut both ways, and words can be twisted into weapons by anyone patient enough. He even claimed he could summon demons and kill a few to reduce trouble, arguing the oath didn't forbid trimming numbers carefully. For a heartbeat, Mo Wang's laughter stopped, because Qin Mu's shameless logic carried real danger, like a child holding a sharpened needle. The two stared at each other in the dark space of thought, predator to predator, both realizing the other was not easy prey. In the end, they chose compromise, because even demons fear two bows' witness, and even Qin Mu respects chains carved on god horns. They agreed on a new method. Qin Mu would craft a mechanism body, and Mo Wang would teach Youdu language step by step. So Qin Mu began carving day and night, shaping wood and joints with careful hands, hiding intent inside grooves too small for casual eyes. Each cut looked ordinary, yet every angle carried a decision, whether the demon would become a teacher, a prisoner, or a disaster. Outside the workshop, Linger guarded the door like a tiny war general, eyes bright, tail flicking, refusing anyone entry. She repeated one sentence endlessly like a holy chant, as if the words themselves could summon money from the air. "Goshi still owes us 1,000 coins," she shouted, morning and night, and even Long Cleland seemed to memorize the rhythm. Days passed, and her voice became part of the courtyard's breathing, annoying everyone, yet somehow keeping the household strangely alive. Qin Mu carved without stopping, because the faster the statue finished, the sooner he could control the demon living inside his mind. Then one afternoon, Fu Lao arrived carrying a heavy pouch. Bowing respectfully, eyes awkward, voice careful. He said Yankang Guoxi had been rewarded by Emperor Yan Feng, and the debt could finally be repaid today. Hu Linger snatched the pouch like lightning, opened it, counted coins with greedy joy, and smiled as if she had conquered a mountain. Fu Lao sighed that Guoxi received money and 100 palace maids, but feeding them daily was expensive, so only the principal returned. Qin Mu accepted without complaint, because a clean repayment cuts future trouble, and future trouble is more expensive than coins. Hu Linger hugged the pouch like treasure, then glared at the air, still muttering that Guoxi should pay interest for shame and waiting. Not long after, Ma Ye returned with Kuei, the lame old man swaggering like a rich thief, though tiredness hid behind his grin. At first glance, they looked extravagant, sleeves wide, posture proud, as if wealth had finally bowed to their hands. But when Qin Mu asked directly, they admitted most of their rich look was an illusion stitched from pawn tickets and stubborn pride. They had sold the loot stolen from Guoxi's residence, not for pleasure, but to buy grain and medicine for disaster relief in Lizhou. They even handed supplies to Tian Mo Jiao relief efforts, cursing while doing good, because old wolves hate applause but still hate hunger more. Qin Mu felt warmth rise in his chest, because beneath their rough mouths lived a stubborn kindness that refused to die. Tian Mo Wang sneered inwardly, because demons never understand why humans spend treasure on strangers, especially when cruelty pays faster. With the mechanism body nearly complete, Qin Mu prepared a summoning formation inside Taixu Yuan. He activated the array, and a black pillar slammed down from above, tearing the air open as something heavy began stepping through. A demon voice boomed, arrogant and hungry, announcing the arrival of Jia Moshen, demanding fear as if fear was tax. The demon tried to display dominance, spreading aura, shaking tiles, making students scream, enjoying the sound like wine. But before his pride finished blooming, a massive golden Buddhist palm appeared from the sky, silent, absolute, without negotiation. It crashed down like a mountain, and Jia Moshen was annihilated instantly, leaving only ash and stunned, trembling emptiness. The shockwave rolled through Taixu Yuan, and students fled like startled birds because nobody wanted to live near a courtyard that kills demons casually. Officials rushed to investigate, panic in their steps, because a sky-level strike meant gods were paying attention, and gods rarely come kindly. Guli Nguyen arrived, sweating, trying to posture, but his courage collapsed when he sensed terrifying elders lurking behind Qin Mu's calm smile. He forced a stiff grin, covered the incident with official words, and retreated quickly, pretending nothing happened, because survival beats pride. Back inside, Tian Mo Wang tried to regain control by cheating again, saying he never promised to teach all of Youdu language. He refused to explain the strange writing on the book behind Qin Mu's cultivation vision, offering only one phrase from the door. That phrase was short and cold. Kun Yuan Men. Mo Wang demonstrated the pronunciation and claimed humans could never imitate it, because Youdu speech uses the soul, not the throat. Qin Mu listened once, closed his eyes, vibrated his spirit, and pronounced Kun Yuan Men. Tian Mo Wang's inner face darkened, because the boy learned too fast, and demons fear students who grow teeth quickly. Now Qin Mu invited Mo Wang to leave his body and enter the mechanism statue, promising comfort, freedom, and a better place to teach. The statue stood four-headed and eight-armed, fierce and majestic, like a guardian idol from old ruins, carved with brutal beauty. Tian Mo Wang laughed with delight, poured his consciousness into it, and took confident steps away, tasting freedom like sweet wine. He walked 10 steps, then the joints locked with a metallic click, freezing him mid-stride like an insect pinned by invisible needles. Hu Linger burst into laughter and clapped, while Long Kulin ran forward and dragged the stiff statue back across the tiles. Tian Mo Wang roared in humiliation and demanded release, yet Qin Mu smiled gently, reminding him he had warned him already. Qin Mu revealed he carved Lulin Jindian sealing runes inside the statue, turning the mechanism body into a perfect cage. Mo Wang finally understood the gift was a leash, and the boy who looked kind was actually a craftsman of traps. When Ma Ye and Kuei Ye prepared to leave again, the night wind followed them like an old companion that never asks permission. On a river road, they met Yang Kang Guoxi, who blocked their way and demanded the Didai imperial token. The elders answered calmly that they already gave the Didai to Qin Mu, like handing away a pebble, not an empire's symbol. Guoxi's eyes widened, then narrowed, because taking it back would expose weakness and stir storms, so he swallowed impulse and let them pass. Later, Qin Mu found the DDA left behind, wore it quietly, and planned to return it when timing and politics would not bite. With Mo Wang trapped, Qin Mu returned to Cultivation and faced the shadowy door again, the one linked to Yuan men. His soul stepped into endless darkness, where no wind blew and no sound returned, and the cold felt older than bones and names. An old boatman appeared in that darkness, reaching out to seize Qin Mu's soul like catching a fish in a net. At the last instant, Qin Mu shouted, "Yuan men," and the darkness recoiled, throwing him back into his body like a rejected intruder. He woke drenched in sweat, heart pounding, yet his eyes shone, because he realized the chant could temper and refine the soul directly. So he combined it with his soul training methods, forging stronger soul flame, like karmic fire licking away impurities with patient cruelty. Days passed, Qin Mu studied deeper, and the courtyard's laughter faded into quiet focus until tragedy arrived like winter cutting warm cloth. Lu Tianwang of Tian Mo stumbled in, body broken, divine treasures shattered, soul trembling as if it might scatter into dust. He had been struck by Sun Nanda, who used Lingbao Budong Changong, crushing treasure and spirit together like a mountain pressing a candle. Qin Mu tried everything: needles, medicine, sealing arts, and soul-binding methods, yet the damage was too absolute, too final, too ruthless. Lu Tianwang's eyes dimmed, and he whispered regrets about never seeing Tian Mo revive, never seeing Qin Mu become holy teacher. Then his lips trembled with one last sentence, soft as ash falling, "Jiaoju, I'm so cold." Holy fire rose. Lu Tianwang turned to ashes, and Qin Mu caught the remains with trembling hands, refusing to let them scatter. He packed the ashes into a pouch, bowed once, and grief sharpened into a quiet killing intent that made the room feel colder. In that moment, Qin Mu understood he truly cared for Tian Mo as family, not tool, and family blood demands repayment. He ordered Jiantang to investigate Sun Nanda, his sect, his relatives, his background, every thread that could become a knife. For 2 sleepless days, Qin Mu studied records and the Zen art, then made his decision with calm that felt terrifying. Nanda si. Sun Nanda, kill them outside the capital. The words were simple, but they carried the weight of a storm gathering behind a clear sky. So tell me, if you were Qin Mu, would you strike immediately or wait until power guarantees a clean ending without collateral blood? And do you think Tian Mo Wang is truly trapped, or is a demon king already planting an escape inside Qin Mu's blind spots? Thanks for watching 3D Cartoon Review. If this episode hit you with comedy, terror, and heartbreak, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Next time, the road to Nanda Temple will be paved with vengeance, and the gentle face of the world may finally crack open.